Hey everybody, welcome back to the Light Side Music Reactions. Quick shout out to Eric, who suggested that we react to today's song while we were doing one of our live streams on Sunday afternoon. And so if you want to recommend a song for us to check out, you can comment down in the description below of the artist and song title of the song that you want us to check out. It can be any type of genre, just whatever music you enjoy and you think I might enjoy as well. You want to see me react to it, just go ahead and recommend it down there. Or you can do what Eric did and join us with our live chat on Sunday afternoons at 2 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time, as we do our Muck Club episodes, where instead of reacting to music, as I do on Monday through Friday at 10 a.m. through the week, on Sunday afternoons at 2 p.m., we do food. We eat and react to and review different food items and talk for about an hour on whatever subject just comes to mind, whether it be the food or just other topics that end up coming up in discussions. And I really enjoy that because it gives me an opportunity to have conversations back and forth with you beyond what we can do in a chat room or in the description below. But anyway, I apologize. That hot weather, the flies are coming out. Okay, but anyway, today we're reacting to a song by the Christian rock band Leeland, and the song is called Waymaker. Now, Leeland, for those of you that aren't familiar, I am familiar with this band, but when I looked up, I couldn't think of any songs that I knew of that they had done. And I remember when they were around back in the 2000s, but I can't for the life of me remember any of their songs. I just remember them by their name. And so Leeland consists of lead vocalist and guitarist Leeland Mooring, so it's one of these other bands that's named after the member of the band, and Casey Moore, who plays guitar and does background vocals, and Jeremiah Wood played guitar, but he left the band in 2006 and was replaced by guitarist Matt Campbell in 2007. Jack Mooring plays piano, Mike Smith plays drums, and Jake Holtz plays the bass. And they've released 5 studio albums. Their latest one was in July 2016. They received a Grammy Award nomination and 2 Dove Award nominations for their debut album, Sound of Melodies, which was in 2006. Their third album, Love Is on the Move, was released in 2009. And their 4th studio album, The Great Awakening, from September 20th, 2011, received a nomination to the 54th Grammy Awards for nomination to the 54th Grammy Awards for Best Contemporary Christian Music Album. And so they released their 5th studio album in 2016, which is called Invisible. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 albums that are studio albums. Plus they've got some live albums and other material as well, besides those studio albums. Let's see. Once again, this song is called Waymaker. I have heard this song before, but not their version. I think the only version I've heard of it was one done by Michael W. Smith. And a beautiful song. And so let's go ahead and check out Leeland's version of Waymaker. Okay, piano driven. Okay, he's got worship, the way he's pronouncing that word. I would say worship, you know, like war, W-A-R. That's how I would pronounce it for music-wise purposes. It's kind of odd to hear a singer pronouncing it the way he's doing it. I don't know if that's because of his dialect or if that's a conscientious choice that he's made to pronounce it that way. That's just an observation I just had that stood out to me. That is who you are. Okay, so that was the chorus, and of course that's probably the most memorable part of the song. It's repetitive. This is obviously a praise and worship song, you know, for Michael W. Smith type of praise and worship song, obviously, since he did a version of this song. And so it's that type of worshipful atmosphere that you're having. And once again, this type of music is a conversation between you, the singer, and God. And it's not intended to be a showmanship sort of piece where you're singing to the audience, but you're rather singing to what we call an audience of one. And so it's not just the singer, but it's also the singer and the traditional audience, you know, which would be those that are listening to it, singing together. And so repetitive nature of the lyrics really lends itself well to that. And so the congregation or audience, whatever you want to call it, is singing along with the lead singer. And a lot of times they'll have the lyrics up on the screen and when you're having the concert and the event for that purpose, so that you can actually sing those lyrics. But what really is the most effective is when a song is repetitive enough and worshipful enough that you can close your eyes and not even think about the lyrics on the screen, but just sing them from memory, from you directly to God. And so that's what makes a powerful worship song great, I think, are the ones that you can sing without even having to look up on the screen for the lyrics, but you feel it and you sing it along with the band naturally. Waymaker, miracle worker, promise keeper, light in the darkness, my God, that is who you are. And of course, those are different descriptors of who Jesus is. Oh, I just happen to have my tie with me that I wore a couple weeks ago and never did take back into the house. So this tie has the different names of God on it. And this is one of the, I'll put it over here where you can see it. And there, yeah, it's green, and it's got the darker green text on it and kind of the yellow and stuff. But some of the descriptors on here, you can see Messiah, author and finisher of our faith, righteous judge, advocate, wonderful counselor, morning star, king of kings, root of David, light of the world, that's one they named in the lyrics, chief cornerstone, it goes on and on, tribe of Judah, alpha and omega, and that's just this small section right here. And you just go all the way down through this, and it's just repeating the many, many different descriptors in the English language for God. And so what they're doing here in the lyrics is they are listing just a few of those and saying, my God, that is who you are. And God is just all these things is so much more that if you, I mean, to fit all those onto one necktie and still you'd keep going. If you had the length of, you know, some kind of cloth material that you could stretch out, and if we could get it away to get it to stretch from here to the moon and back, that you could fill all that with descriptors and still wouldn't be enough to sufficiently describe who and what God is. That's just how amazing He is. So let's go ahead and get back into it. Okay, I'm noticing it also, his accent, when he says you. It's kind of you sort of thing, the way he pronounces his vowels. And so it's not a specific thing he's choosing on that one word. This is apparently his accent that's coming through with his lyrics, the way he's singing. So it's kind of odd. I don't know if that's a dialect from where he's from, or if that's something that a vocal coach has taught him at some point. I remember when I was a kid singing in the church choir. Our church choir director, lovely lady, but she had some odd, and this is my word for it, some odd ways of pronouncing certain vowels in music. For example, whenever we would sing the word Jesus, she would want us to say Jesus, to pronounce the U like a small E sort of sound, Jesus. And I always thought that was weird. And but that was one way to get everybody, you know, pronouncing the vowel exactly the same. But personally, I would have chose a different one, and I have no idea where she got that idea to pronounce it instead of But you know, that's maybe a dialect thing that came from her childhood. And maybe it's something that's a vocal coach that she learned through the years, that somebody taught her that was the proper way to sing it in music. And of course, when we sing music nowadays, a lot of people follow the British pronunciation of vowels when you're singing in music. And that's pretty much the rule, is whenever you sing vowels in music today, even in America, pop culture music, we use a lot of times the British vowel punctuation, or British vowel pronunciations. And it's got this beautiful poetic sound to it, so I guess it just flows naturally. But he's not using that accent for this song. Just something that stood out for me. His voice does remind me a little bit of Michael W. Smith. The tone. You notice how he did light in the darkness. A lot of times musicians would sing it, light in the darkness. You know, kind of do a little play on that, little inflections. He's kind of doing it pretty straightforward in an excessive way almost. It's kind of unusual, but it's refreshing in a sense because it's creative and he's doing something to make it his own. This is similar in style to the Michael W. Smith version, and yet by these vocal inflections he's making and these choices in how to hit the notes, once again making it unique. And something that those of you that are regular viewers know of my channel, you know that one of the things that impresses me about remakes is when somebody makes it their own. And that's one way to do it. And so they're making it their own. And once again, as I said there, his voice does remind me a little bit of Michael W. Smith. He's got that same kind of tone to his voice, and yet a different type of control and a different type of delivery than Michael uses. And so obviously this song was written for these two singers. They sound a lot alike as far as the vocal tone. Like I said, it's like the same person singing two different styles. You know, the same person as if he was raised by a different family in a different part of the country. Okay, building on the drums. You never stop, never stop. I know. I like that. Light in the darkness. Okay. All right. So the lyrics, I was trying to follow along with the lyrics, but the source where I got these lyrics must be from a different version, maybe a live version, so it's different from one, so I was having trouble following along. But it's pretty straightforward, I guess. You know, it's a typical praise and worship song. We've heard it many times. Honestly, you know, I don't want to knock them because, you know, it is creative. It is their own version, but after hearing Michael W. Smith perform it, it's one of those things that you try to remake a song that somebody else has done and they did a fantastic job on it. It's really hard to do it justice. And so I give them props for making it their own version. But there's just something really incredible. If you ever heard the original Michael W. Smith live version from his live worship CD, in that, if I remember correctly, he did 2 live worship albums, and one of them was right after 9/11. In fact, I think it was released on 9/11, the same morning. I remember him telling the story about it one time. He turned on the news in the morning and saw that the attack on the Twin Towers was happening, and didn't think about it till after the shock and realizing what all had gone was going on in the world. He was focused on that. And then after starting to calm down and, come to his senses, got to thinking, oh, today's the day my new album just released. And so it just goes to show how significant of an event that was. But it also made it so much more powerful for him as a singer releasing that song, or not the song, but the album, which went on to help so many people through the horrible events of that day. And he went on, I think on the anniversary of it, maybe 20 years later, in 2021, I think it was, maybe during the pandemic, released a live concert that was basically doing those same songs again, but kind of redone in a new live fashion with some different artists backing him up and stuff. And it was a great concert too as well, a great event. But this song, I'm not sure if it was on that album or if it was on his other live worship album, but this song was one that he did, and if you ever heard it, it is just fantastic. And so, nothing against Leeland, their version of it, but Michael W. Smith's, I have to say that I enjoyed more. Maybe part of it is because of the atmosphere in which I heard it, surrounding that event and how powerful that was and emotional, and then how, that caused him to, when he was performing it, to let those emotions flow through his voice and through the music, and that had an impact on the audience as well. Us as the audience, you want to call it an audience, even though we're singing to the audience of one, as I said, still the congregation, the people listening and singing along. The whole atmosphere of surrounding that song and the events of the day was just so fantastic and memorable and emotional that, I don't care who you are. You try to copy that song, and it's one of those iconic moments in history that you just can't duplicate, and you can't, you can't top it. So anyway, thank you for recommending that song, Eric. It was enjoyable, and if you have some other favorite songs, continue to recommend those as well. Some of you other Leeland fans out there, what are some of Leeland's best songs from their studio albums? Let me know what some of your favorite songs are, and maybe I can go back and react to some of those. Because even though I'm familiar with the band name, honestly, I can't remember any of their radio hits from back in the day, even though I know they had some. So go ahead and recommend those to me as well. And if you have any other recommendations, different genres, artists, run the gamut. Whatever kind of music you enjoy listening to and want me to share with you and react to, just go ahead and comment down below and let me know. And if I react to something that you suggest, I'll send you a shout out on the video in which I react to it, just like I did for Eric today. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. There's a link in the description to the original music video, or this is the music video, the original audio for this song, and you can check it out in its entirety, uninterrupted, the way it's originally intended to be heard. And you can support them by hitting the like button over on their channel as well. But then come back here, and if you're not subscribed to the channel, please hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications. And then when we do go live on the weekends, you'll get a notification, and you can jump into the chat with us and give us your suggestions like Eric does all the time. And I will react to some of the stuff that you suggest. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. I hope you have a great week, and we'll see you next time on the Light Side Music Reactions. Have a great weekend, and God bless everybody. Bye.